maybe, you know, try smoking weed or try mushrooms instead of taking 10 different pills a day, and then seeing the results of like, I don't want to take these anyways. Like, they don't make me, like, each one is for another one. It's like, you take PTSD medicine, and then you have to take sleeping pills, and then you take the sleeping pills and you get nightmares. So you have to take nightmare medicine. And then you take, you know, and it's just a cyclical thing of like, hey, you know, it's risk versus reward. You have to weigh it. And like, taking all of these things are just not good long term. It's like, you see it with like painkillers. You have, you know, you're a disabled veteran, or you're a veteran, and you're older, whatever the case is, you're taking painkillers every day. It's like, that has long-term effects there's really high side effects.
I agree,
you know,
1 billion percent.
You know, when you think aspect. Like, when you think about like, oh, what are the side effects of these drugs? Well, any other drug that I just named have way more deaths, you know,
for sure.
way more like side effects overall. So you have to put that into perspective and think about, okay, you know, one thing has way less side effects, and there's like rare and few or far between of like serious things, versus some things have, you know, side effects for most, or if not all people. And then, you know, those things are compounding, and over time, how they affect you.
I would definitely take the homeopathic route for sure, because I feel like, you know, medicine it's a business. They want you to take that pill to get this pill. I get it. But I don't know about like your age growing up, but like our age growing up, don't get in cars and strangers. We have Uber now. Don't do drugs. Hey, by the way, it could actually cure you. So is that like at what the fuck, man? Like I'm confused.
That's
as
crazy.
Fuck.
Well,
that's why it's like you do your own research, because I was watching Mad Men recently.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I've been watching Mad Men recently, and then you see them talk about like psychiatry and smoking in the show, like just they're you know, in the advertising business in the 60s and stuff, and then they're talking about psychiatry, and it's a reoccurring theme throughout the show. But they literally know nothing. They just like say the most random shit that you can clearly tell they just don't have any knowledge. Psychiatry is like a new trend, and everyone's like, oh, they just have a nervous breakdown. Meanwhile, the girl ends up with Parkinson's. It's like they don't. It's like every, you know, we learn more as we go. So things change and people's opinions change. That's why you have to like take every new information that you get and, you know, factor it in to make your decision. Like, you can't be concrete with your opinion because you're presented with new facts every single day.
I agree. I look at it from a bird's eye view, and some things are not, like you said, like risk and reward. To me, it's like, I'm not going to dabble with.
Well, you don't have to, and the biggest thing for someone like you, George, is that completely makes sense. Now, I don't know what demons you personally struggle with up here, but I find a lot of people that think the way you think, and honestly, I think the same way about a lot of things, deal with anxiety, depression, PTSD, some level of demon. And so if you came up to me and you were like, "Yo, you've been on Effexor 500 or 50 or whatever for 8 years. Before that, you tried Lexapro. Before that, it was Zoloft. None of those drugs had any effect on you. You wake up every day. You can't define any moment over the past decade that's made you truly happy. Over the past decade, we're going to try something new with you. I'm going to coach you through it. We're going to work on it together." I would be all fucking ears on that. So like, for someone who's extremely mentally clear and feels very good about things, i.e. you two, and I maybe you too, I don't know. But for the person out there who's been struggling for over a decade with some level of demons, whether it be voices, whether it be any of the other things I just described, like all of a sudden this new thing pops up and they see light at the end of the tunnel, you know? So
I can't ever speak for other people's point of views. I can never do that. Never. And I'll never disrespect anybody if they have any type of depression or anxiety. I do deal with it on a very small basis.
Sure.
But growing up, I brought a lot of problems to a religious standpoint. And I feel like a lot of people do that. If it's not religious, it's a higher power. Some people believe in the universe, some people believe in drugs, some people do all that things. But what my problem is, and I get worried about not talking about your guys' point of life, so please don't take this as in me talking about your guys' point of views. But my fear is that somebody's like, oh yeah, okay. And they just do that to take the easier route. What I'm saying is, hey, climb that mountain. You know what I mean? Maybe quit your job, go find something else. Maybe lose some weight, hit the gym. Maybe change your diet.
Yep,
I think a lot of people are like trying to take these fucking shortcuts because all we're doing is living a fast-paced generation. That it's like, at what point are you're just